All right, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
This is two brothers out of the church here in Atlanta, Georgia, Living Waters Church, and my name is Karath,
It's Brother Itazaka.
and we'd like to start by giving all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and enough respect to the brothers that's laboring to be in the spirit. Lord Yahweh Shai came in. I think we're gonna title this one Salaki. What's the title here?
Love is not what you want it to be, but it's tailor-made for you.
Yeah, love is not what you want it to be, but it's tailor-made for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and just to kind of give a little context to what we're talking about, it's just basically love is not what you want it to be. It's like, because a lot of people want the Most High to be heavy on just being forgiving and gentle, and just be heavy on giving them nice things all the time. Heavy on giving them just a nice time, prosperity. But the Most High is balanced. The Most High likes to give you prosperity and adversity, and yeah, so he tailor makes his love for you, like and different souls require different things. You know what I mean? So he tailor makes these things for people. You got the first pre-op.
It's Sirach chapter 39 and verse 33. It says, all the works of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
Yeah, so so all the works of the Most High, everything that he does is perfect, man. Everything that the Heavenly Father does is perfect. There's nothing that he's doing that isn't exactly what he wanted to be, because it's gonna bring about a desired result. He's doing those things because he wants to give a person every needful thing, and he does that in the right time and at the right time. You know what I mean? So at a specific time, you may need adversity. At a specific time, you may need, a rod and chastening. And at a specific time, you may need a hug and a rub on the back. And you may need some joy in your life. So everything is being tailored. Everything that the Most High does is being tailor-made for every specific soul, according to what is required.
We'll go to the next one.
Yes. Okay.
It's Sirach chapter 37 and verse 28. It says, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
Yeah, so not everything is profitable for every single man. The scripture even says, know thy soul, prove thy life. Or know what's good for you, or know what's bad for you, and give it not to it. So like, y'all don't want to butcher that scripture. That.
Know what's evil and give not thyself over to it.
But know thy soul, prove thy life, and it kind of.
What was that? Sirach 4. I think that's Sirach 4. Hold on. Sirach 4 and
That's that.
No, that's not the one. It's Lucky, brother.
It's all good.
No, I don't think it's Sirach.
Sirach 37:27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life,
God.
and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Yeah, God, brother. Yep.
Yeah, so you're supposed to know your soul and prove. You're supposed to prove your soul, which is when you're supposed to see what manner of man you are, because the Most High, he's made us different. Some people have what do you call those personalities, addictive personalities. Like they can get strung out on something fast, or get too attached to something. So you have to know your own self, prove your own life, and see what's evil for it, and give not that unto it. And the Most High, he understands and knows us. The scriptures talk about how he has every hair numbered. So he knows what to give us. And then you know, in that same token, you know, we're supposed to know our own selves as well. You know what I mean? Examine our own selves. The scripture says, "Examine yourself."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and don't give your own self evil things. But can we go back to that Ecclesiastes 37 one more time? Unless you had something to add.
That was the verse up. What you just quoted was the verse right up.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those went together.
Oh,
So, tripping.
wow,
Yeah.
it is. Salaki.
You good, brother? Read again.
Con.
It's verse 28. It says, "For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything."
Yeah, so it's not everything's not profitable for every person. So with that being said, the Most High tailor makes things for specific people. You know, because every soul doesn't have pleasure in everything. I mean, you know, every soul, every soul is different. Everybody's different, man. Like I was saying before, so you know, some people require different things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so yeah, you got something to add?
Yeah, I got one. Sirach 31 and 27.
Sirach 31 and 27. It says, "Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad."
So yeah, this is an example of like something that could be needful, but ultimately it could not be. It could turn to something bad, you know, because if it goes past moderation, then it's not good as life unto a man.
Mm-hmm.
You're jumping at 31, Salakia.
This is verse 31. It says, "Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth. Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink."
Yeah, so some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessary to like push them or urge them. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not be on the same level to take in certain type of things. You know what I'm saying? It's only like a certain level of thinking or instruction they may can take in at a moment. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of that too. Everybody's been dealt according to the measure of their faith. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be forcing or urging someone to just take something down their throat. They might not be able to get there, even though it's good for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little side note, you know.
Yep. Yep. So, you know, things are tailor made, man.
God. What's the next one? It's Sirach 33 and verse. Start 11.
You can start at verse. Start at 10.
It's Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 10. "And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. And much knowledge the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, have divided them and made their ways diverse."
Mm-hmm. So the Most High, he's made men diverse in their ways. You know, he's made men diverse in their ways, which means that certain men are going to be, you know, more stiff-necked. Certain men are going to be, it's going to take a lot more for them to get it. You know, certain people are going to be just downright, stubborn. So he's made people's ways diverse. There's different personalities. You know, men have different personalities. Men have different ways. Men have different things that, different things that, that make them tick. You know, they're wired differently. So what the Heavenly Father does is he tailor makes things to specific to people, because men's ways their ways are diverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You read 14 to it.
14, it says, good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
So really, that's what it boiled down to. Ultimately, you know, you got good set against evil and evil set against good. So evil is going to come up against good. Why? Because good needs evil to perfect it. You know, just like the brother Karafa telling me earlier before this lesson, he was alluding to James, the first chapter, about how we speak about letting patience have a perfect work that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. You know what I'm saying? So everything has opposition unto it, including people and spirits, to perfect them. You know what I'm saying? To how Yahweh Shem Yahshua wants them to be perfected, or wants it to be perfected. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's part of being tailor made. You know what I'm saying? Because if setting things one against another, you know, that's part of tailor making things. You know.
I got one too. Sirach 42 and 18.
This is Sirach 42, verse 18. It says, "He seeketh out the deep and the heart, and considereth their crafty devices. For the Lord knoweth all that may be known, and he beholdeth the signs of the world."
Yeah, so Yahweh Shemashah know of all that may be known, including what's tailor-made for you to be able to be perfected, or be receive the proper love, care, and tenderness you need. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shemashah, he knows all that, so he knows exactly how to put it together so you can receive it just how you need to receive it, you know, or take it just how you need to take it. He knows everything that needs to be known, you know, or anything that can't be known, you know.
Yep. 8.9.
So he seeketh out the deep, you know what I'm saying? He go deep with it, you know.
He knows what makes you tick.
You know what I'm saying? God. Yep. That's it all day. You want me to go to the 6 Thessalonians? You want me to read that Surah 33 and 11 one more time? I think you was gonna make a point. I'll just read it one more time, then I'll jump to that.
Okay.
Jumping back to Surah chapter 33 and verse 11 again. It says, "And much knowledge the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua have divided them and made their ways diverse."
What was the point of that?
He was going into you know how some men are unreasonable and ruthless.
Yeah.
In Israel.
Yep. So some men, yeah, definitely. Some people are unreasonable. Some people are ruthless. Some people are, you know, they like the, you know, like the Wizard of Oz. They need a heart. They like, you know, they need courage. You know, so the Most High, he does different things to make sure that you're entire and lacking nothing. Okay.
Yep. Jump verse 2. This jumping to 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, "And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith."
See, so some men are definitely unreasonable and wicked, man. You know, take the Pharisees and the Sadducees, for example. The men were being unreasonable and they were being wicked. You know, so, you know, the Most High knows how to deal with them too. He knows how to deal with with unreasonable and wicked men. You know, and he knows how to deal with men that lack faith. You know, he knows exactly what to do in order to bring about the proper character traits. You know, if you have certain character flaws, he knows how to make an adjustment.
Oh, verse 3 up. Read 2. Oh, you gonna ask Lucky?
No, I was just gonna read it.
Okay. I'm gonna read 2 and 3.
Okay.
This 2 Thessalonians 3 and 2. It says, "And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. But the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil."
Yeah, so the Most High establish you and keeps you from evil. And how does he do that? You know, he makes it so that you the scripture talks about don't spare the rod, or you know, beat the kid, and you can save him from death. You know, so he keeps you from evil by giving you that rod. You know, so that's how the Most High remains faithful, and that's how he tailor makes his love for you. You know, and if you're being you know, if you're trimming your way and you're being bashful, then he knows how to make it so that you're more bold. You know, you're that righteous man that's bold as a lion. He turns you into that.
I got a quick one too. It was that one too. Kind of, he made me think of Proverbs 22 and 15.
Oh, okay. Proverbs 22, verse 15.
Good.
You got it, bro.
God. This Proverbs 22:15 says, "Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him."
Yeah, yep. So foolishness is in his heart, and the rod of correction drives it away from him. How does he do it? You know, he has a plethora of ways to drive foolishness away from you. You know, and he'll make it so that so that you get so you send some wickedness, an evil messenger against you. You know, he send an evil messenger, or he put the spirit on somebody to deal with you in a treacherous manner. You know what I mean, so that he can drive that wickedness from you. You know.
Got one more too. Let me see. Proverbs 15:10.
You got it, bro. Oh, you want me to read it?
I got it. It's Proverbs chapter 15, verse 10. It says, "Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die."
Yep. Yeah. So if you hate reproof, you're gonna die. And if you forsake the way, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way. So, there's certain spirits that the Most High has. Because we just read about how He's made our ways diverse. So it's certain spirits out here that find correction of the Most High to be grievous. They've forsaken the way of the Heavenly Father, and they look at that correction of the Lord like, man, this is just terrible. I hate this.
Yeah.
I don't care if I win. I just don't want to be corrected by you anymore.
Yeah.
And it's those types of people, they hate reproof and they're going to die. And the Most High knows those people, that and He tailor makes the pit for them. Your measurements are already cut out. And that pine box is ready for you.
Yeah.
So the Most High, that's how He does it.
Because He try to give you correction, which is to lead you in the right path. You know what I'm saying? But you got certain spirits that reject correction, like you were saying. So ultimately, they're not receiving the love. They're not accepting the love that Yahweh Shemashah is giving unto them. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, the love that they're gonna have to learn by is they're gonna have to learn the hard way, so to speak.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you gonna know, oh, He did love me. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think back on your parents, they was being so harsh, stern and strict on you. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up in the situation and you be like, oh, I see why my parents was being so stern and strict with me. You know what I'm saying? To try to keep me from this. And that's ultimately, that's the example of love. Like, they'll leave you in jail if you get locked up or something. You'd be like, you need to sit in there for a while and learn to listen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's love that they leaving you in there like that,
Yep.
to teach you, That's the type of tailor-made love that's needful for you so you can stay your ass away from jail,
Yep. Shooting, nah, so you got it, bro.
No, you good, brother. We'll go to the Ezekiel 2.
The next one, yep.
This Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, "For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai." And
You got the next one.
God. It says in verse 5, it says, "And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them."
Yep. So there are some people that are gonna forbear. They're rebellious as hell, and they're gonna forbear. And the scripture says that they're impudent children, and they're stiff-hearted. So, the Most High knows which people, what people are impotent, stiff-hearted. What people are going to forbear. And those people, they are being dealt with accordingly, according to the riches and the mercy of the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, it's kind of remind me of that movie They Live. What was the Jake in that? Was it Danny Glover? No, it wasn't Danny.
Oh yeah, Roddy Piper, the wrestler,
the so-called black man. No, it was the other famous Jake. It wasn't Danny Glover. I'm tripping. But
Oh, you talking about okay, slap.
the other Jake, you know what I'm talking about. Lord willing, I try to remember it. But he also played in Greenleaf too. He was like the main pastor dude in Greenleaf. But besides that's besides the point. Just the brother in that movie, like Roddy Piper had to damn near kill him and hold him down and show him what was going on for him to see it. You know what I'm saying? That's how some people are. Like, they're so imputed, severe, and hard, difficult to the point where you're gonna really have to damn near choke them out and force it in their face for them to see it. You know, some people just not gonna get it just off of being told something. Like they're gonna literally have to like be held down and showed it. You know, like Thomas, like Dalton Thomas. You know what I'm saying? He had to see the holes. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to actually put his fingers in the holes.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, those are the ones that need to get the. They need that raw deal in life. Some people get a raw deal in life, and you be like, "Dang, he got a straight raw deal." He went, he's going rough ways.
God.
And the reason is because that's that needful thing. In order to get him on the right path. You got it, brother.
I kind of want to get this one. I think you quoted it too. Proverbs 23, 13 and 14. This Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 13. It says, "Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell."
Yep, you deliver his soul from hell. Yep, and that word hell there, went into this before. That word hell just means the pit, means the grave. So you're delivering them from the grave, man. You're trying to deliver them from that death by pain. But that's sometimes lucky. The pit is because the scripture talks about how that's that can be tender mercy too in love. That can be delivering a person from a destructive way. Like I'm just gonna hit the reset button on you. You just being just too self-destructive.
Right.
So it's just time to start over. So I forget the exact scripture, but
death is better than continual sickness.
It's better than continual sickness, So if you're just out here behaving in a manner that the Heavenly Father just deems as being sick, man, you have. Scripture talks about how the whole head is sick. So there's certain individuals that just continue in a manner that's just like sickening us to watch. So the Most High has he has tender mercy, and even in death is mercy. That coup de grace. The right to die. You got the right to die at this point. God.
First Peter 5 and 2. This First Peter chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, "Feed the flock of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind."
Yeah, so you're supposed to. So like, I'm gonna go into that word feed real quick. But you're supposed to feed the sheep, because remember, Lord Yahweh Shai told Peter to if you love me, feed my sheep, feed my people. And we understand that feeding the sheep comes in many forms. It says to supply at the bottom. It says to supply the requisites. Strong's G.
Strong's G 4165. Poimino.
So it goes into supply the requisites for the soul's needs. Yeah, so we're supposed to supply the requisites for the soul's needs by feeding the sheep, and sometimes we do that by tough love. And what I mean by that, I mean by loving even when it's tough. Loving even when it's tough. That's how you supply the requisites for the soul's needs. And there was other points that I hadn't hated. In there was like in the actual text.
I'll read it again. This 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 2. It says, "Feed the flock of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind."
Yeah, so you're supposed to feed the sheep. But how do we feed the sheep? I got some points I had in there in the text.
Verse 3. It says,
No, Salakia.
Oh, Salakia. Oh, Salakia. Yeah. My fault, Salakia.
Yeah, so we feed the sheep by like I said, by supplying the requisites of the soul's needs, and by exhortation, by admonishment, by gentleness, by love, by charity, by chastening. But we don't chasten, of course. We don't chasten with the rod, but that's the other ways in which the sheep are fed. And then sometimes it's the Most High supplies death and He supplies pain. But for the most part, we're supposed to feed the sheep by exhortation and admonishment. And then another way we feed the sheep is by loving even when it's tough. And they see those actions, and they give glory to the Heavenly Father, and then the Spirit moves them to we provoke them to love. So we feed the sheep in that way by loving even when it's tough, and that tough love will provoke love in them.
Yep, that's right.
Loving when it's tough,
God, brother. Yep. Yeah, because in verse 3 too, it tell you neither as being lords over Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock.
That's the Spirit.
You know what I'm saying? So that shows them an example.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be examples to each other. And that's the biggest. How do you do that? The biggest form is by being gentle and loving, even when that's not necessarily being reciprocated unto us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's how you're not being a lord, because you're not taking it to your hands like, oh, okay, you're doing this to me, so now I have opportunity or leisure to be able to exert power over you, or exhort power over you. You know what I'm saying? Or absorb a punishment, or judgment, or chastening over you.
Yep. And these are different facets of the Lord showing tough love. He shows you tough love through us loving when it's tough, or through exhortation, and through the tough love that He shows you through the pit, or through chastening. These are just different facets of how the Most High tailor makes love.
Well, even Hebrews 4:12 tell you that the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword, dividing asunder soul and spirit. So that's a form of tough love. It's receiving His word, and being corrected by the word. You know what I'm saying? Being corrected by the doctrine. Oh, Salaki, bro.
Salaki, bro.
No, you good, huh?
Yeah, so that's that tailor. That's tailor making it.
Time, brother.
He's tailor made His love for you, and it may not be always exactly how you would envision it being, but that's okay, because the Most High's mind is not your mind.
Right, kind, brother.
He's tailor making it in a way that only He can do it.
Right. Yep. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13. You want me just rock out on the chapter?
Okay.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing."
Yeah, so the Most High is trying to stop you from just being a tinkling cymbal. So he's gonna give you different needful things, so you're just not a tinkling cymbal out here. And it's trying to make it so that you're not just being a prophet of no profit. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to bring out the characteristics in you that can make you more greater than that, to just being a prophet of no profit or being a tinkling cymbal. You got it, brother.
It says in verse 3, "And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil."
Yep. So the Most High is basically giving you every needful thing everything that you need in order to make it so that you're not one of these people, so that you exhibit charity, in a perfect form, and in order to do that, He takes you through the refining fire, through a specific fire, a series of mishaps and things like that.
So you won't be thinking no evil. You won't be behaving unseemly. You won't be easily provoked. You won't be puffed up.
Yep.
Like I said in 2 Corinthians the 12th chapter, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations I received, that was sent unto me a thorn in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So, Yahweh Shemashah sends a thorn after you, so you won't be so puffed up in the abundance of revelations that you have received.
Yep.
You won't be vaunting yourself, boasting or bragging about, what kind of level you're on versus someone else. You won't be envying someone else, or you'll also know how to be long suffering. That's why Yahweh Shemashah sets up a tailor-made love for you, so you can have these type of qualities, so that you can be something. Because it said if you don't have these qualities, you're nothing. So Yahweh Shemashah has to purge all that other stuff off of you so that you can become something, because we're unprofitable servants. But what makes us profitable unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is charity.
Yep.
You want to keep going up?
That's pretty much point. Point is pretty much been made.
We got Jude. It's Jude, verse 22. It's Jude, verse 22. It says, okay, I'm gonna just start from 21 now. It's Jude, verse 21. Keep yourselves in the love of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, looking for the mercy of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach unto eternal life. And if some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like the extent of the tough love that we can show. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because we can't be out here, like the brother brought out earlier. We can't be out here lords over the Most High's heritage, like going crazy, like trying to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, being frantic among his servants.
Yeah, come on, bro. This is his heritage. You're just out here, trying to prepare the minds of men,
right?
In a gentle, loving way.
You're trying to exhort them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Admonish them.
So that's the kind of the tailors he's made us. But he's he's the ultimate tailor.
Right.
He's out here like making the right cuts and the measurements to make sure things are fitting perfectly for specific spirits. But like it's saying here, it says we're supposed to have compassion on people, and that compassion makes a difference. That having compassion on somebody can make all the difference in the world. And it says on others save with fear. We should probably go into that word fear.
And this ain't this ain't saying like okay, you finna just like you're being too intense with someone. You know what I'm saying? Like you being fervent to the point like where you like, okay, like death is on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're pretty much pushing death towards them.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, look, don't forget how serious this is. The power that we're serving, he will take us out. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're not on point, we have to correct this because our life is very well on the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just like nigga, you're going to die. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's ways to do things.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Most High is to be reverenced, man. He's a power that you ought to reverence. So, since he's a power that has to be reverenced, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, can we go into that word reverence real quick since it says it here in the word of fear?
Yeah, I went into the strong definition too. It says alarm or fright, to be alarmed. So alarm someone. They don't necessarily that's not necessarily meaning fucking scaring them to death with fear.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But I'm gonna get reverence.
Yeah, come.
I'm gonna go get an etymology or
Baba Kasha.
Reverence.
I'm gonna go there with you too.
Etymology. Okay. All right. Reverence etymology is from the late 1300s. It goes into awe, respect, To stand in awe, respect, honor, fear, be afraid of, revere, stand in awe, fear, respect, perceive, watch out for.
So you let them know, hey, you need this. You need to respect the Heavenly Father. You need to honor the Heavenly Father, and you also need to be afraid of the Heavenly Father. But the reason I like the word reverence is because it has so many things in one. You know, fear is just one thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one thing. The terror,
Yeah.
the fright. It's like the Most High. You better respect him. You know, you need to honor him
Pay him homage.
and pay him homage, man. Stand in awe at him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, treat him with respect and honor.
Kind, brother.
You know, because if you don't treat him with respect and honor, then you know he's not gonna deal. You know, he's not gonna be on your. He's not gonna be on your side, and then when he's not on your side, then the negative things happen. That's when that tailor-made love comes in effect.
He's not dealing with no half-assedness. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's why it says hating even the garment spotted by the flesh, because Yahabashimashah is only accepting us spotless. So if you're offending in any points, you know what I'm saying, you're open to not being spotless.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like, oh, because you respect and reverence the Heavenly Father by taking heed and being obedient unto all his law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you like take heed unto him and revere him and be in awe of him. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're not adhering to all of that, look, you're not respecting the Heavenly Father fully because you're not adhering to his full makeup of him. You know what I'm saying? And within doing that, you already know what's gonna happen to those who are not reverencing the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
The ungodly are gonna be punished. You know, so that's why it's key for, you know, men to notice. You know, some men, all they need to do is have that compassion because they've been getting smashed on their whole life. A lot of Jakes, they done been through so much suffering, in and out of jail, crazy parents, crazy sibling situations, you know, crazy life situations.
Yep.
To the point where they just need compassion. They're not scared of death. They're not scared of what can happen unto them. You know what I'm saying? They done been through enough, so they need compassion. But you have those who have not really been through a lot of hardships in their life, so they might need more fear. Like, look, this ain't no game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, con brother. So yeah, con. So yeah, another point on that.
No, that was it. Then
Yeah, because I can see brothers that love the show be heavy on the fear part right there, man.
God, not
Save with fear, pulling them out of the fire.
God.
You know, but that was a good point though.
God,
you know
no.
what I'm saying? Don't just be like you're gonna die.
Yeah, God,
You know, it goes into the points that I was making in that lesson I did. I was talking about prophecy has to be filtered through love.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be it has to be mercy and it has to be compassion.
I was just gonna say that.
You know, that goes along with that fear.
Right, exactly.
You know, you can't just tear people down. You gotta build them up too, though.
Exactly.
You gotta be like, oh, you're gonna die. You so chance of you dying, but you know, why die? Like the Most High is trying to be merciful to you, man.
Reverence him.
Yeah, bro.
You know
like,
what I'm
you know, it's ways to do things, basically.
Yeah, and then also you made me think of Sirach 18 and 13, where it say the mercy of man, the mercy of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, is upon all flesh, but the mercy of man is upon towards his neighbor. You know what I'm saying? So that's where our mercy goes to. Yahweh Shemashah, he extends mercy into all flesh. You know what I'm saying? So he extends mercy to all flesh through who? Through his men that extend mercy unto their neighbors. You know what I'm saying? So our part is our part in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's tailor-made love is to show mercy towards our neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he shows mercy upon our flesh by giving others neighbors that can show them tailor-made love. You know, or giving flesh neighbors that's gonna show them tailor-made love.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. It's not our lane to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? That's not part of who we he didn't make us to be that.
Right. It said if you follow Yahweh said if you follow me in the reincarnation, then you can judge somebody, judge the 12 thrones.
Right.
You're gonna have to you don't have to follow me in the reincarnation, which means you're gonna have to do the same works I did, which was be merciful, charitable, loving. You know what I'm saying? Unto your people, in order to be put on a seat where you could bring forth judgment.
Yep.
You know, unto others. You know, of your nation. Of course, we can judge, but we're not bringing down the hammer. No, but we ain't gonna have to judge in the kingdom anyway. You know, outside the heathen, all our people gonna be
righteous
on point. Yeah, kind of. Just gonna give them certain tasks or give them, you know, make sure they're functioning within their positions. But that's about it.
Yep.
And then it's you want to get that Numbers 11.
Mm-hmm.
This Numbers chapter 11 and verse 4. I'm gonna read down a little bit. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, "Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes." And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil.
Yeah, so that was an example of the Most High extending himself and looking out for them and showing them love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he had just taken them out of hardcore bondage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so
it says, and when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord Yahabashimashai was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord Yahabashimashai, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant, and wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all these people? Have I begotten them, that thou shouldest say unto me, carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth the suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers?
yeah, so what was going on is that they were murmuring. They were upset. They didn't like the love that the Lord was showing. It wasn't the right love they were looking for. Like
Right.
this ain't the love the Egyptians gave me.
Yeah.
The Egyptians gave me different love.
Trimming that way to seek love.
Yeah, God. So they didn't like the love the Heavenly Father was giving them, because they was looking at it like, oh no, this isn't tailor made for me.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't to my liking.
God.
But it was tailor made for them. It was the perfect thing that he wanted. He wanted them to be content with such things. He wanted them to be content with such things as they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he wanted them to appreciate and recognize their power.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wanted them to recognize the bigger picture, is the fact that I just took you out of hardcore bondage. You know what I'm saying?
God. It says, whence should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand. And it's like, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the next page.
Yeah, can you jump down just a little?
20.
Con.
It says, but even a whole month until it comes.
So like, no, you gotta go up to like can you read from 18?
Jumping down to verse 18. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord Yahabashimashai, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord Yahabashimashai will give you flesh, and ye shall eat.
Yeah, so the Most High was basically like, you didn't like the love that I had tailored for you. Now I'm about to switch gears on you, and I'm about to give you tough love. And I'm going to give you the love that you need, in order that's going to be nourishment to your spirit. Because you're the type of spirit that doesn't appreciate. You're a lusting spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need to get it knocked up out of you. It says, so like in verse 19, it says, "Ye shall not eat one day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month until it come out at your nostrils." That's straight Jake stuff right there, right?
Don't move from that table till you eat all of that you asked for.
I don't care if it's coming at your nose. Eat this shit till it comes at your nose.
Right.
It says, but even a whole month until it come out of at your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, "Why came we forth out of Egypt?"
So that reminds me of like the lesson I went into when the Most High, he forgives you. You know, the brother, the brother Yatazakai, he told him, he actually said it reminded him of that.
God.
You know, it's that the Most High, he forgave you.
God.
You know, he forgives you. Like you're you know, I'll overlook the fact that you
Transgressed against me.
Yep. But then again, I'm still gonna chasten you. I forgive you for doing that, but I'm gonna chasten you still.
But yeah, you still need to learn though.
Yeah, I'm gonna correct you and measure, and then it's gonna be tailor made for you. And it's gonna help you. And it's gonna make you better as a result. Where we at?
Jumping at 31. Jumping down to verse 31. "And there went forth a wind from the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth."
He made a lot of quail, come through. You know what I mean?
It says, "And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah was kindled against the people, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashah smote the people with a very great plague."
Yep. So I need to tailor make this for you. This plague. You know, this plague is gonna be tailor made for you. This is gonna be the outfit you're gonna wear. You know, this is what you're gonna need, because I see that your spirit needs a plague, because you just don't. You're not content. You don't like the fact that you're eating manna. Manna's not good enough for you. You know, manna and, being out of bondage. You know, you wanted cucumbers, you wanted garlic, you wanted fish, and you wanted bondage.
Right.
You know, which reminds me of another lesson I wanted to get into about you don't know what to want. You don't know what to want.
That's that Romans 27, I believe, about how the spirit make up intercession.
Yeah, come on, brother.
Because we don't even know what to ask for.
Yeah, you don't know what to want. So and this is another example of that. You know, that's why the Most High tailor makes things, because you want cucumbers, you want fish, you want garlic, you want all of this stuff, but you want that along with bondage.
Right? Yeah. No, that's too much for you, because you're gonna be exalted too much. I'm not gonna let you be exalted above measure.
Yep.
Because you need to stay with the contrite spirit. Why? So I can dwell next to you.
Yep.
You know?
Come on, brother. And that's the same. It applies to Jake today. Like, Jake wants the spirit of bondage, and he wants all the goodly things on this side.
It don't work like that.
It don't work like that.
You can't have cake and ice cream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want the spirit of bondage, and you want all the goodly things, and then you want to you want that for time immemorial. You want to just keep having that.
God, just like just using this as a reference, like a woman. You want a man of the Lord, and you want him to be just committed to you only. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it don't work that way. So it's all tailor made. You got some more, right?
Yeah, I got one more.
34 and 35.
Oh, kind.
Oh, 34. Con.
Salakia. Thought it was on the Salakia.
Numbers 11:34.
It says Salakia.
I can read it for you up.
Con.
This is Numbers 11:34. It says, and he called the name of that place, Salaki for my pronunciation here, Ki Hatava, because there they buried the people that lusted. So,
Yeah,
so,
when,
you got
when
it,
you
bro.
go to that word, it goes in the graves of lust. It's like
Yeah,
the word
graves of lust.
kabrath hatava goes into graves of lust. Graves of lust.
Yep. So what? And also when you go into that word lust, because he said that they lusted after the thing. What it means is that they were being. Well, let me go into the word. I don't want to jump the gun. Let's see. Because the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Slacky, I went to the wrong one. The word here is lust is
Strong's H 183. Ava. Ava.
Yep. So they were desiring something other than what the Heavenly Father had for them. They were coveting and longing for something that they weren't supposed to have. They were craving and desiring for appetites. The scripture talks about that. The appetites don't give on.
Yeah, giving that self over to thine appetites.
It did not.
Refrain from
Can we
thine
grab that real
lust.
quick?
Yeah, I got you. This Sirach, chapter 18, and verse 30. It says, "Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites."
Yeah. So that's why the Most High killed them. They went after their lust. They didn't refrain themselves from their appetites, man. So you have to. And this all goes back to what we were speaking about before about how love may not be what you want it to be. They wanted it to be Egypt and bondage and the old things that they were accustomed to. But love is exactly what you need it to be, which is, in some instances, it's manna. In some instances, it's quail. And then after that, in some instances, it could be a plague. Because that plague is tailor made for you because of your lust, because you're given to appetites. That's all I got, brother.
I got one more quick one. You get Acts 12 and just read 4, and then read 4 and 5. But the point is in 7 and 8.
Okay, this is Acts 4. It says, "And when he had apprehended him,
Talking about King Herod.
he put him in prison." And
It's talking about King Herod having Apostle Peter arrested.
and put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Over after the Passover.
Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, "Arise up quickly," and his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, "Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals." And so he did. And he saith unto him, "Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me." And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true, which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision.
Right, so Yahweh Shemashah had to send an angel for Apostle Peter. He couldn't do this no other way. Like, I'm gonna have to send an actual angel to come give you a hard smite on the side. He gonna smite you. He gonna grab you hard. He gonna tell you to throw your sandals on. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, Apostle Peter would have been like, "Man, what is this?" Because he didn't even know what was going on. But that the roughness of it and the austereness of it kind of caught his attention to the point. Like, I'm not finna ask no questions. I'm just finna just finna do what he say. It's like it.
It's not. No, that's a good point. And on top of that, he was probably just conceded to death. He was probably just like, "Oh man, they got me.
Bro.
It's over with."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So the Most High was like, I'm gonna show you that, the measure in which I'm rocking with you. And I'm gonna show you it through, like you just said, that tough love. That tough love and that and even in a deeper level, he was showing that he was messing with Peter just because that hardness, man. When you know you every son he receives, he
scourge you.
he scourges, which means he puts you in adversity, in adversarial positions.
Yep.
So that was another angle of having tough love. You know, he was in a situation that could have ended badly. Like he was probably being plagued in his mind. Like, damn, they about to deliver me to the people the following day. You know, so and then he got him out of that. So.
Yeah, that's it though, brother.
I pray that you all were edified. We'd like to give all praises to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and enough respect to the brothers that's laboring to be in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
ETA.
Abba.